Alright guys, Bitcoin is bouncing off a very important level right here, and what will happen next will likely surprise most people. Let me show you. So we did say this daily level right here was very important and that Bitcoin has a high probability of hitting it and seeing a reaction. And that's exactly what happened. It also aligned perfectly with this liquidity that Bitcoin swept as well. And if you open up the 1 hour RSI, you can see that slight hidden bullish divergence that we were talking about yesterday. And on the MACD, same thing. So the divergences lined up, the level got hit, and now we are seeing a bounce, exactly as we expected. And I did fire a brand new long position right here that I called for in yesterday's video. We said it's an easy setup when Bitcoin hits that level with a very simple invalidation below the recent low at 65,000 US dollars. So the entry is in and now we wait. And another interesting thing is that this wasn't just the daily level and the liquidity. This is also the value area low of this whole entire range. And as you can see, this level was very well respected throughout this range. If you look right here, Bitcoin touched it and got a big bounce. Right here again, another reaction. Here as well. And even very recently, right here, same thing. Most of the times Bitcoin came down to this level, it saw a significant reaction. So when you combine the daily level, the liquidity sweep and the value area low of the entire range all sitting at the same spot, that's a lot of reasons for a price to react here. And that's exactly what we are seeing right now. Now I have something very interesting to show you, but before that, if you guys are finding this helpful, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Alright, let's get back to the video. Now let me show you something right here. If you take the ABC wave count on this move, starting from this top, right here down to this low, that's our A wave. Then up to this lower high, that's our wave B. And all the way down to this last lower low, that's our C wave. So that's the first ABC count. Now if you do the same thing from the bottom, take it from this low up to the recent high, that's our A wave. Back down to this low right here, that's our B wave. And what you're going to see is that the projected C wave comes in right around this area. And if you take the fib extension and measure this whole move, the 1-to-1 level comes in just above the recent high and slightly above the golden pocket at approximately 70,000 US dollars. So we've got the ABC wave count, the fib extension, the golden pocket all pointing to the same area. And that 1-to-1 level is also above this trend line that probably a lot of people are watching as a pattern to trade when Bitcoin breaks above. But I'm not interested in that. No way I'm longing there where such important levels are lining up just above it. And the pivot point of these two waves right at this week at 65,000 US dollars is a very important level. That's where the entire correction bottomed out. And as long as that low holds, this second upward ABC count remains valid. But if Bitcoin falls below that level, it invalidates the whole count, and that means something more bearish is happening. And that's exactly why a stop loss under that low is necessary. And on the way up to the 1-to-1 fib extension and the top of the C wave, Bitcoin would also sweep this recent liquidity level at this high. And our high reaction level that we mentioned multiple times already, the one that attracted Bitcoin's price over and over again. So all of that liquidity would get taken on the way up. And here's the important part, even if Bitcoin pushes up to that level, this whole move would still make a lower high compared to the previous one. So this overall bearish trend would remain completely intact. A push up to grab the liquidity, potentially trap the breakout longs and then continue lower. That's the scenario I'm watching for. And if you pull up the liquidation heat map, you can see something very interesting right here. Short liquidations have stacked up just above the recent high. So think about what happens if Bitcoin does make the C wave above the high to the target between the golden pocket and the 1-to-1 fib extension. It would sweep all of this liquidity on the way there. A lot of people who shorted this rejection at the golden pocket, who shorted the trend line, who shorted the lower high, all of them would get stopped out or completely wrecked and liquidated. And as we have seen multiple times, markets do move in a way where most people are caught on the wrong side. The majority expects lower from here, and that's exactly why a push up to grab all that liquidity before actually going lower would make a lot of sense. Take out the shorts first, trap the breakout longs after, and then continue the downtrend. So that's my outlook on Bitcoin right now. I've got a new long open from the daily level with invalidation below 65,000 US dollars. The ABC wave count, the fib extension, the golden pocket, the liquidation data, all pointing to a push up towards 70k before we potentially get rejected and continue lower. The bigger picture is still bearish and I'm still ultimately targeting the range low at 60,000 US dollars. As always, this is not financial advice and manage your risk. Let me know in the comments what you guys think and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.